I tried to be an advocate for health within the Black community, that I tried my best to make sure that we have more physicians of color going into medicine, other people in other roles in medicine through mentorship and advocating for them. Well, I actually went into medicine not for a reason related to cancer, but with my own experience as a child, going to the dermatologist and having a lot of treatments. It was actually my mother that said, "Why don't you be a doctor?" And I thought, "Oh, that sounds good." I'd really thought about being a teacher as she was. You see, when I was 5, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. She, in those days, was like many women who had a radical mastectomy where all of the breast and the muscle and the nodes were removed. And I saw the devastating impact that it had on her quality of life. I saw many Black breast cancer patients that said, "We don't see anybody that looks like us. We don't see anybody that are role models for survival." And that led me and a number of other dedicated individuals to start our organization, the Coalition of Blacks Against Breast Cancer, over a decade ago, to provide support to Black breast cancer survivors and education and outreach into the community to hopefully lessen the impact that this disease has on women and men. When we say that there are health disparities, we are not blaming the people who have the diseases. There's a longstanding history of structural racism within healthcare, bias within healthcare. While there are many, many people who are good and well-intentioned and want to take the best care of patients regardless of skin color or race and ethnicity, there are those that perhaps don't always understand people of African descent or understand our needs. And it's up to us to really be our own best advocates and take care of our health to the best of our ability and gain as much information as we can. Find people with similar passion, form grassroots organizations, volunteer, use that passion and drive to make a difference. Because we can't always rely on our politicians or our legislators or others in the government to do our bidding. We need to inform them about the issues that are important to us, particularly the healthcare issues. We need to speak up and not feel that our voices won't be heard. I hope that they will say, "I treated people with dignity and respect, and that I operated with humility."
Protecting democracy, to me, also means being welcoming and inclusive. And I don't think that our elected officials, particularly Caucasian elected officials, should be coming to our Black churches and telling us how much they're against systemic racism. I think they need to do that at white churches. I am inspired every day by the events, by the state of being of communities of color, and the need to lift them from where they are to where they need to be, particularly when it comes to health outcomes. And so I do this work with that end in mind. And will we see it tomorrow or next month or next year? Perhaps not. But if we all do our part to build toward health equity in whatever space or lane that we're in, we're all bound to end up on the same bus going north. In order to be informed of the impact of cancer on Black populations, needs to understand that while cancer doesn't care about color or socioeconomic status or race or gender or genders, it impacts us by far greater. We die more than twice as much from all of the ailments that exist in our community, but specifically with breast cancer, and prostate cancer is a close second. And so if we are going to impact equitable outcomes when it comes to health, we have to pay attention to the house that's on fire. When I was called or the email came about the honor, I was flabbergasted. First of all, because I do this work from a very different place than looking for ways to align a trophy board. And so the work that I do in community is because it's my community, and to be acknowledged from my community means everything in the world. When I'm no longer here and those that are left behind speak my name, I hope they smile. I hope they talk about the impact, perhaps even legacy that might have been left around health, around community, around mentoring young Black men. I hope they remember me as a person who was committed to seeing all of those things through. Good evening. We would like to thank Mayo Clinic for its unwavering in-kind, human resource, and financial contributions to build health equity to all communities.
And we would like to thank the Maricopa County branch of the NAACP for this award in recognition of the service that we provide to the community, which is such an honor, whether it be in our cancer organization, our work at Mayo, or other endeavors that we're involved in. Thank you so very much.